After Tom Holland's first MCU trilogy has been concluded, it's time to discuss what's going to happen now. With nobody remembering who Peter is, which extends to even the likes of the Avengers, Peter is completely alone and at his lowest. The college saga is going to be something unique to Tom and something we've never seen before in live action. But what's going to happen next? Now let's talk about where the Marvel Cinematic Universe can potentially take the webhead. Firstly, it should be noted that in the post-credit scene, we saw a piece of the Venom symbiote make his way into the MCU, with that being obviously set up for an overarching saga. The symbiote saga is something so iconic and wild in scale in the comics, and we already got a film adapting for which was the conclusion to a trilogy, and even then that stuff was just batshit crazy for a film that surprisingly worked really well. Okay, I'm getting off topic. What I'm saying is, to bring this in after having something as crazy as No Way Home happening, it's pretty risky. Though the MCU has clearly shown that they can take crazy risks and use it to amplify the story, as shown in No Way Home. Basically, I believe the symbiote is going to be in the trilogy obviously, but it will not be in the next movie. Having something as dark as No Way Home conclude and then following up with something as the symbiote saga that is already dark in itself would be a little too edgy for Spidey in my opinion, and it just really wouldn't work that well. However, I do see it being in the trilogy. Rather, I think we should see someone like Kraven pull up, since for one, that's what the original spoilers for what post Farfrom Home was going to be like. We were actually going to get Kraven in the film. And two, Kraven is an original villain to add in, so we aren't getting the Goblin for the fourth time. And finally, the nail in the coffin for me is the opportunity to have Kraven's last hunt take place, since we have the symbiote along with Kraven in the same damn scenario. So we could probably have Kraven's last hunt take place during the final movie, which, I mean, imagine this shot recreated in live action. This alone would just make me go insane. However, I think something to think about is how it's going to be weird to set up the likes of Venom. Like, I can't really think of a way for him to appear that isn't going to feel oddly placed. Like, if we get an MCU version of Eddie Brock, that's just going to be weird, or if we get Harry Osborn pulling up in the college saga, which would feel strange as well. Plus, I don't even know what's going to happen with Ned and MJ. What's even going to happen with those two? Will they reconnect immediately with Peter, or is that going to happen way later on? There is just so much to think about and theorize that there's no clear route to really see where the MCU is going with the character. However, that makes for a fun discussion, and so you guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think of my theory, and let me know down in the comments your theories. And honestly, I don't even know what other villain they could potentially add, because they could just, for all we know, add 3 more villains just like how they did for the MCU. Well, the MCU kind of did more than 3, but you guys get what I mean. And mind you, this is the college saga, so potentially we could have people like Boomerang showing up. We could have Shocker's little squad of D-list villains. There's so much to go off of, and honestly, I'm excited to what you guys have to say. And with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the next Spidey-related video. I'm thinking of reviewing Spider-Man 3. I'm not too sure yet. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see in the near future.